Hello, I'm Ethan, and I'm here with...
Thien, Oujen.
And Thien, you are a full IB student, correct?
That's right, Ethan.
So, you've been in the IB program for about 2 years now?
Around that, yeah.
Okay, so what would you say is the best thing about the IB diploma program?
I would have to emphasize on the supports that the full diploma students get from not only the program and the supervisors, but also their peers around them. They're very supportive, and everything that we do it as a group. And even though it's a rigorous academic program, I don't feel or have ever experienced any competitions or any competitive feelings throughout my enrollment in the program.
Okay, that's good. I know the IB program, from what I heard, it focuses a lot on academics, but what do you have to say about the social aspect of it?
As a full diploma student, we don't just focus on the academics, but we also look at the social and the extracurricular realm of a student's life. And so therefore there's this thing called CAS, which is similar to community service. It's a requirement of the IB diploma program where students, they record and they perform their extracurricular activities and showcase it at a night called the exhibition night. And it's truly rewarding that seeing a students who are in a very challenging academic program can excel in extracurricular.
Okay, that's good. And what do you dislike about it? What do you think IB could improve on?
Quite frankly, I think we can improve on field trips and out of the classroom experience. We can have hands-on experience through field trips, which I think the diploma program at this school is lacking on compared to other IB World schools. But that is not a major problem, but it's still something worth pointing out.
Okay, very nice. And last question. One thing you would say to your younger IB diploma self?
To my younger IB diploma self, just trust the process. It's going to be fine, and it's not that competitive. It feels like a family.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Thien.
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you so
It was a
much.
pleasure.
It was a pleasure, too.
Hello, I'm Ethan, and we're here with...
Jalisa Parga.
So, Jules, I know you've been in the IB diploma program for about 2 years, correct?
Correct.
And so what would you say you like most about it?
I think I like the friendships that I have formed with the people in the full IB program. I also really like the classes. I like a lot of my teachers. I feel like they've been there for me, helping me, guide me through a lot of the projects and assignments that we've had to do. And yeah, I just like the little community that we've created.
Are there any teachers you want to shout out?
Specifically Miss Springer. I love Miss Springer. I think she's a great teacher, and she's always down to help. And Mr. Bolt, my chemistry teacher, and Mr. Oseguera, my Spanish teacher.
Okay, that's good. So what about the thing that you dislike or things that you think IB can improve on?
I think one of the things that IB can improve on is the timing of everything. I feel like a lot of the assignments that we had were kind of rushed, and then they got extended, and there was just a lot of miscommunication with everything that was going on, especially because for our grade they did change up the curriculum in some of the classes. So I feel just working on that and better communication between the teachers and the students would have been better.
And so I'm hearing a lot of downsides academically, but what are some of the upsides that come with it in a social aspect?
Well, we get to go on a lot of field trips and have a lot of quality time as just full IB people. We'll get a pizza party, we've gotten 3 of them, or donuts, or just special things that make us show that we're the ones that stand out rather than the rest of the students because of our dedication.
That's good. I'd like to hear that. And one last thing, is there any advice or anything you would like to say to your younger full diploma self?
I would definitely say take advantage of every single like opportunity that you have, like free time in class, free time outside of class. I think one of the major things that I've struggled with is like procrastination and like waiting until the last second to do everything, because I've thought like I have more time, like I'm going to be able to finish this, and then needing help and then not being able to go to anyone. So.
Sounds great. Thank you, Julissa, for the interview.
Of course.
Anytime.
This is Thien, and I'm here with...
Oujen.
Okay, Oujen, I know that you're a full diploma student, right?
Yes, I am.
So how long have you been in the program?
I've been in the program for about a year and a half. It's my senior year. So yeah.
Okay. So since you've been in the program for a year and a half, what are the things that you like about the program the most?
I think that mainly like the biggest draw, I would say, is how big of a community and how strong of a community there is. There's not a lot of kids that do full IB.
Yes.
So at least in my experience, I think that everyone wants to support each other and help each other out, because we know that it can be difficult. And I think also the teachers are really aware of that.
Yes.
So even though academically it's hard, I think there's a lot of support out there for students that are interested.
Yes.
And I think it's also, I don't know, cool. We learn a lot of stuff.
Okay. Talking about the diploma program, do you think it's strictly focused on just the academic aspect of a student, or is it as holistically looking at a student?
No, I don't think it's, obviously we do have academic parts because because we have like IB classes, but I think like there's so much stuff that we have to do outside of school too, like CAS, EE, all that kind of stuff that focuses on making sure that we are not just like academic robots or something. And I think also with scholars and stuff, with like our school community, we have like field trips and stuff, little activities like for the group that make it so that like the environment is not just study, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to join full diploma?
Well, I guess I'd been taking honors classes before, and I knew that like I could handle it. And I don't know, it was like the highest you could go, so I was like, okay, I might as well try. I think if you're considering it.
So talking about your younger self, what advice would you say to your younger self, your younger full diploma self, about the program?
I would probably say, like, when I did full IB, I heard a lot of really negative things about the program, and I heard a lot of things about how tough it was and how like, oh, you're not going to get any sleep, you're not going to whatever, but I feel like because of that, I didn't get any actual real advice on how to deal with it. So I would have given myself advice to actually like pace myself and actually like, you know, deal with the program. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Oujen.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Focus some more. 5, 6. Nike kicks.
Hi, my name is Oujen.
Hi, my name's Ms. Christian.
And today we're going to be getting the perspective of an IB teacher. So can you introduce like your experience with IB, how long you've been an IB teacher?
Yeah. So this is my 12th year teaching IB history. My second go around with the full diploma program as the theory of knowledge teacher. So I've definitely learned a lot, which I'll talk about later. Yeah, so that's me. I teach IB history and IB TOK.
Nice. What would you say are the more positive aspects of the full IB program?
For one, community. I know with full diploma, you guys have the Advo class together, which is so much fun because you guys can commiserate, you can clap, you can cheer, you can, gossip, you can talk about your classes in that Advo class. And then you have the TOK class together too. So it's a lot of study time, and you have an experience that's so unique to like the whole region, really. There are only 2 or 3 other schools in the whole Sacramento area that have IB, so I think the community is a big part. Other positives, you're getting the best education by far in the whole area. I feel like IB is so powerful in your critical thinking, your research. I know I've had students who've grown so much through their extended essay, through their theory of knowledge class. So definitely just the well-rounded education, having taken all of these classes. So those are two probably the most beneficial parts. I've definitely seen it firsthand. Like students take this and they go to the most elite schools in the U.S. And we've even had students go or apply to Oxford, go up to Canada and to University of Tokyo. So community, best education in the entire area, and you're taking that best education into, your after high school life.
Yeah, so there are obviously a lot of pros to doing full IB, but there are also some negatives that come with it. What would you say some of the less talked about downsides might be? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Okay. For one, there's seasons I see with the full diploma. Like you will go through seasons of pain.
Yeah.
Right? You go through seasons of knocking out all those internal assessments, seasons of completing college apps. And so I've seen like the highs and lows. And so definitely a low is like always having something on your plate, whether it be college applications, your internal assessments, your assessments in class. There's just always something that you're studying and doing. And if you're not, you feel like you should. I will say the good thing is being a full diploma student doesn't mean that's all you're doing. We've had students who are athletes, who are in band, who lead these extracurricular clubs. And so that's great to see. But I will say being a full diploma student does take over, your being as a human for the 2 years you're in the program.
How about some of the advice that you would give to any juniors that are doing full IB right now?
1, get off TikTok.
Okay.
2, stop playing Roblox. But in all seriousness, I think figuring out great time management is like super important. It is so hard to get consumed with like your TikTok and playing these online games and all that when you should be dedicating time to your studies. So advice would be to definitely manage your time really, really well so that you don't waste away your night or get starting on your homework at like 10 p.m. Number 2, get your sleep. Number 3, take a break. Definitely find the fun things you like to do. I do that as a teacher too. Like I try not to take work home anymore. On the weekends, I know it's hard to, but I've taken my breaks to be with my kids and to play my own sport. So I definitely recommend taking breaks as a full diploma student and continuing to like connect with your community and your friends. The best thing you can do is like commiserate with your friends when you guys are going through something tough, because other students might not be able to feel it and you guys can.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Christian.
You're welcome.
Hello, I'm Ethan, and I'm here with
Aries.
also that is lawn reporter. Hello, this is Ethan, and this is
Aries.
And Aries. You are a full IB diploma student, correct?
Yep, that's right.
So, what would you say is the thing you like most about IB?
I thought I skipped. Alright, so there's like a lot of things I like about full IB, and one of which is we at the end of the year we get these cookies from Mr. Benson's wife, which are really good. And another thing is how much of a support we get from the teachers, and how much I don't know exciting it is, but like we get a lot of time to do this stuff, and the teachers are very flexible. And when there's times where we have like a bunch of problems about IAs or our EE, the teachers are there to help us out, which is very helpful. And
I guess another thing is just how close our, I guess, the full IB as a whole, and we like are just very much able to vibe with each other, and how there's not much I don't know, we just can do stuff compared to just like a regular avo.
I see. That sounds very good, Aries. Sounds like it's not only a academic kind of program, also a really social program as well, correct?
Yeah.
And so, speaking of which, what would you say are some of the better social aspects that come with it? So, some of the perks.
Some of the social aspects are kind of pretty much, then again, how close we are as a class. There's a classmate I have who I've done like a CAS project, a creativity activity service, which is like kind of required by IB, but we made like a survey, and after the survey, we like, whoever lost was, or had to do karaoke, and I mean, it was pretty fun. Even though I won, we like still all did karaoke, which was like pretty much a nice experience. It was just like kind of brought everybody from our year's full IB class and kind of some of the junior year's class in, as well as like some of the teachers during when we had the pizza party. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
That sounds like a very nice, welcoming culture, would you say?
Yeah.
And so I want to continue on to the next question. I hear a lot of good things about it, but let's be honest here. What are some of the things that you dislike about the IB program?
One of the more smaller like things I don't really like is like how sometimes like this giant calendar where all our tests and due dates are is like not really updated by each teacher, which makes it a bit difficult to like schedule like what times we need to study or like what we need to study before like big exams and all that. But another one of the more bigger things is okay.
That was a good one. Anyways, so that's, I think I would agree a little bit. So what would you say, what's some advice you would give to your younger full IB self?
Probably nothing. I mean, I would just say just do the same thing all over again, because like these are the reasons and options, or I guess this is what like each action I chose for myself, and it was my decision on why I chose full IB, and I say it's like a really great decision that I chose, thinking back on it now.
All right, thanks so much, Aries. Thank you for your time. And I hope you enjoy everything else, and yeah.
So Ethan, I know that you're a full diploma student, right? So how long have you been in the program for?
Well, I've been in the program for it's just my second year, so I'm finishing it up.
Okay. Yeah. So having been in the full diploma program for 2 years, right? What are your most liked things about the program?
So since I've been here for like 2 years now, I'd probably say the thing I like the most is I like how challenging it is compared to regular coursework. And I know that's a lot or much more different compared to what a lot of people say. They might say the opposite of what I say, but I think it really prepared me for my future field of study, which is medicine. And it's very challenging, so I want to kind of prepare myself for that. So that's what I really like about the IB program.
Yes. And when you mentioned the regular courseworks, are those AP or honors, or is it straight up regular college prep classes?
College prep, a mix of college prep, honors, AP. For me, I didn't really find them very challenging or difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, to an extent, of course they were, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
So from what I'm hearing, those courses are not as rigorous as being in the full diploma program, correct?
Correct.
So in contrast to what you've liked about the program, are there anything that you don't like about being full diploma?
I'd probably say it's a little hard for student athletes to manage their time between academics and extracurriculars because, I train pretty late at night, and then IB is, it gives you a lot of coursework, and I can't lie about that. But it's not hard, it's not challenging. It just takes a lot of time to knock out. And yeah, just like balancing your sort of work-life schedule, And I think what I dislike is I feel like they could offer more resources to help. But I don't know, it's just a personal preference.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there are more resources out there. But yeah, that's just what I dislike.
So when you mention resources, what kind of resources? Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, I'd probably say resources specifically tailored or designed for student athletes. Well, I know this is a public school, so I mean they will tailor it for the average student or for common students, right? So I feel like they could just have more tailored programs specifically for the IB program students.
And moving on, having known that IB full diploma is an academic program, a rigorous academic program, but does the program look into the social aspect of a student's life at all?
Yeah, it does, definitely. I know a lot of people get this misconception of, IB is always about academic being rigorous and difficult, but it comes with a lot of perks, such as the social ones. You get to go on field trips, and the class sizes are optimal. They're pretty small. They're not too big. Maybe I say about 20 is the average, which is pretty small.
Yeah, a decent amount.
Yeah. And so you just create like this nice, easygoing culture between you and your classmates, and you're just able to have more friends, and it's easier.
Okay. So talking about friends or teachers in general, are there any IB teachers or students that you want to shout out that have helped you along the way?
Yeah, I want to shout out my IB supervisor for my extended essay, Mr. Souza. He's I did history, and he's just an amazing teacher. And also Miss Springer, she's also an amazing teacher. She's really nice and helps us on our schoolwork whenever we need it.
Okay. Any advice that you would want to give to your younger full diploma self?
I would probably say my advice, maybe don't procrastinate. Because those IB assignments, the extended essay, the IAs, yeah, they do take a long time, and they require a lot of focus and research. That's right.
Well, thank you, Ethan. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to have you here.
Me too. I enjoyed it.
All right.
Tina, I really enjoyed that interview. But there's an IB classroom right behind us. You want to go check it out?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go. So this is it.
So this is
the
Theory of Knowledge classroom.
yeah.
And Theory of Knowledge is part of the IB Diploma Program's core.
Let's go through that first.
Okay.
That looks
so
interesting.
Over here we have the IB learner traits.
Yeah.
The first one is inquirers, which cultivates students with a curious mind, always strive to ascertain the world through questioning, through asking questions.
How have you used this
How
in
have I
your academic settings?
Through my EE, which is my extended essay, I have constantly asked my advisor or inquired my advisor about the topic that I was working on and the things that I didn't know about it, because I went into my extended essay knowing a certain amount of knowledge about it, but being an inquirer has helped me a lot through enhancing that prior knowledge during the process.
Okay, that's good. And we have reflective, knowledgeable, open-minded, risk taker. I really feel like risk taker resonates with me. I mean, I've I play sports, and I always have to take risk, and I try to like do new things so I can improve myself, become better. And we have communicator, open-minded, thinkers, principled, balanced, and caring. And I think caring probably the most important because
And it's the hardest one to exemplify, right?
it's true, and I feel like everyone just needs to be caring.
Exactly.
That's right. And so let's head on over here. This is the 50 ideas of CAS.
Which stands for Creativity, Action, and Service. It resembles regular community service that an IB diploma student has to complete in order to obtain the diploma, along with passing all of the 6 exams and the cores.
Yeah. And so, what do you have to say about CAS?
CAS, it's multifaceted. You can do anything with CAS as long as it's extracurricular and it benefits you as an IB learner, and the activities that you do have to showcase how they have contributed to cultivating you as a holistic learner.
Okay, so I have two predicted grades, right?
So for right here we have an example, which is design and execute awareness campaigns to celebrate notable days of global significance. Considering that IB is an international program, it strives to incorporate global ideas and global knowledge into the curriculum, and therefore through doing this, which is I would say creativity, a student from a certain region of the world may be able or will be able to have a better understanding and better insights into the world.
That's good. You want to point the camera to her? This is our teacher, Miss Springer, the kind of the ruler of the kingdom. Yes, in the Hermit Kingdom.
Hi. We're really glad that you're here, and we keep you here. What am I saying?
What would you say about the IB program?
I think the IB program gives you a lot of skills. The number one skill I think it helps you with is really being a well-rounded learner.
And that's good. And what do you enjoy most about teaching IB students like us?
Oh, y'all! I love y'all. I like the conversations. I like the discussions. I like being with you guys.
That's good. Thank you, Miss Springer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And let's make our way towards the exit of the classroom. What do you think? Do you think that was pretty fun?
It's very fun. Yes, this is an amazing program that teaches the student to become a well-rounded human being. I love it.
For the night we pop out at 1 a.m. You really wanna know this kind of life never boring. She bought Dior with a man from the store, but she bring it to my table when the drinks start pouring.
Hi, my name is Thien, and who am I with here today?
Lana.
Lana. Okay, so Lana, I know that you're a full diploma student, right?
Yes.
Okay, is this your second year?
Yes, I'm in year 2.
Okay, so having been in the diploma program for almost 2 years, what do you like the most about the program?
I like how it gets us ready for college and for the real world after high school and after college.
Okay. Any teachers, any students you want to shout out?
I'd like to shout out Mr. Osagara and Miss Springer. They're right up there.
Okay.
For really dedicating themselves to our class, especially, and being really hands-on with us.
So apart from the positive parts, what you like, are there anything that you don't like about the program?
I'd say I don't like the stress of it all, but that is part of what I signed up for, and I knew that signing in.
So you were aware at the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last question, any advice for your younger IB self?
I would tell myself to not procrastinate on anything and use the time I'm actually given to get my work done.
All right. Thank you, Lana.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Thien Nguyen, and I'm here with
Jamie Biasotti.
Okay, Jamie, are you a full diploma student?
Yes.
Are you? What year are you in?
I'm in my senior year.
Okay, so it's year 2, right?
Yes.
So having been in the program for almost 2 years, what do you like the most about this program?
I think I like the sense of community with everyone in full IB and having advocacy together.
advocacy.
So getting to hang out with everybody.
With the year 1 students as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any teachers, any students you want to shout out?
I think our TOK teachers do a lot. So Miss Springer and
Miss
Miss
Springer,
Christian,
yeah.
they definitely do a lot. And also Mr. Osagara.
Okay. And
Yeah.
who is Miss Christian here?
Miss Christian is the year 1 IB coordinator.
Year 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And is she your extended essay supervisor?
No, my extended essay supervisor is Miss Springer.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Apart from what you've liked about the program, are there anything that you don't like?
I think just having all 8 classes at once and then having to do a full IB workload is a lot. So if we did 4 classes each semester, I think it'd be better.
Knowing that this is an academic program, but do you think that the program has focused on the social aspect of a student's life?
I think so, especially with CAS. You definitely get to go into that and what you do along with your schoolwork.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right. And one last question. Any advice for your younger full IB self?
Try not to procrastinate as much and just ask your teacher questions.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to communicate.
All right. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Thien, and I'm here with
Hi, my name is Mr. Osagara.
Mr. Osagara. So you are the IB MYP coordinator, right?
MYP coordinator, CAS coordinator, and personal project coordinator.
As a coordinator, what do you like about the IB diploma program?
What I like about the IB diploma program is that the students really focus on themselves. That's one thing that I like. I like the IB organization is very student-centered. And I think that it does bring out the best of the student.
Okay. Having mentioned student-centered, what does the program provide to the students that made it a student-centered program?
There's, I feel like the IB philosophy allows the teachers to provide learning opportunities, learning experiences that focus on the framework of the IB.
Yes.
And so that allows us to focus on inquiry,
Yes.
like asking students why they feel, why they sense. So the inquiry process is really
Yes. So
big.
strengthening their critical thinking skills, right?
Also, yes, eventually leading to the critical thinking.
Okay. So on the flip side, is there anything that you think is the flaw of the program right now?
I don't think flaws. I think that there are definitely areas for growth. So what we want to see is we want to see more students take IB courses.
Yes.
And so making the connection between those 9th and 10th grade MYP courses into the 11th and 12th grade courses. I also think that we need to do a better job of connecting with students once they walk across the stage.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a lot of students in my LinkedIn that are doing some really great things.
Yes,
But I want to talk to them to see the details.
Like talking in person, like meeting them.
Yeah. And then coming to talk to and share with you guys.
Oh, okay, yeah. And finally, do you have any advice for a student going into IB?
Yeah. I think that you need to, if you are considering becoming, taking an IB class or full diploma candidate, there's a lot of things to look forward to. Connections.
Yes.
Don't be afraid. Be risk takers. There's a lot of pieces put into place to support.
Yes.
We have 3 coordinators, so Mr. DeLuca, Ms. Christian, and myself. Don't be afraid to talk to us. We're here. Our role here as coordinators is to help you.
And to support.
Yeah, and to support.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. DeLuca, Mr. Osagara.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Thien Nguyen.
Hi, my name is Jiro Ramakati.
And Jiro, are you a full diploma student?
Yes, I'm a full diploma student.
What year are you in?
I'm in my junior year.
So year 1.
I'm year 1 in full IB.
Okay. So thus far, what have you liked about being a full diploma student?
Well, there's a lot of things I like about being a full IB student. One of the first things I'd say is that like the community in full IB, So we have a lot of support staff. So you got Mr. Osagira, Mr. DeLuca, and then you got your TOK teacher, and they're all there to help support you and guide you through the full IB program.
Yeah.
So you don't feel alone or by yourself, even when you do have a lot of work coming in from full IB.
Okay.
And also, in full IB, you're going to have a lot of classes with your friends that are also doing full IB.
Yeah.
So that aspect is also very nice. So you don't really feel alone. You have other students there, and then
Right.
there's a community built around, and also the teachers are extremely helpful. So yeah.
Okay. Apart from what you like about being full diploma, what do you don't like about being a full diploma student?
Well, aside from the fact that it's going to be a lot more intensive, I feel like some of the pacing on some of the projects could be a little better. I feel like maybe for like the EE, some of the pacing feels a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like some of the work is a lot more concentrated during times where we are especially busy. But I think it's off put by the fact that full IB is very supportive and helpful.
Yeah.
There's not too many things I'd say that's bad about full IB, except aside from the fact that it's a lot harder. There's a lot more work, but I think I also reap the benefits of it because I do enjoy the classes I am in. So.
Okay. So you do enjoy being in full diploma?
I do enjoy it.
Okay. Any advice do you have for your younger full IB self, or when you were signing up for full IB?
I would say definitely don't be intimidated by what you've heard from people that have taken full IB in the past, because your situation, your life, your preferences in full IB are going to be a lot different from other people's. Yeah. For example, I chose not to double science in full IB. I thought that was a great move because I'm taking IB music and I'm a pianist, so that makes sense. And also, I'm involved in other clubs. Some other people might not have been involved, or they might have other responsibilities. They might work part-time job. They might be a multi-sport athlete. I'm an athlete, but not a multi-sport athlete. So I feel like everyone's experiences in past years and even in my class, it varies greatly. So I wouldn't rely too much of what you hear from other people. I wouldn't be intimidated because I've enjoyed full IB a lot so far.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jiro. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm glad to be part of this interview.
Hi, my name is Thien, and I'm here with
Cody Tyler Goldsworthy.
So, Cody, are you a full diploma student?
Yes.
What year are you in?
Junior year.
So it's your first year, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so far, what have you liked about being a full IB student?
As a full IB student, I like how it's like really balanced, and we get assimilated to like all these different environments. Like we go really in depth in history, English, and the sciences a lot more, and so are the arts too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you part of the art department?
Yeah, I'm in IB Music SL.
Okay. So do you have any teachers or students that you want to shout out?
No.
No? Okay. Then, apart from what you've liked about full IB, is there anything that you don't like about the diploma program?
About the diploma program, I really like the diploma program, but what I don't really like is how much I procrastinated during the first semester.
Okay.
And like I could have been spending a lot of that time prepping instead of just playing around with friends.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lesson learned, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on the social aspect of full IB?
Full IB has been really helpful regarding social aspects because, like, for example, CAS requirements, it's forced me to, like, step out of this uncomfortable bubble that I'm, like, stuck in and socialize with others and help out the community, join sports, and meet new people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Any advice for your younger full IB self or when you were signing up for full IB?
I would tell my younger self that it's not it's not that difficult at first, but then after like the first semester has gone by, it spikes in difficulty.
Okay, it intensifies.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Cody.
You're welcome.
Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi.
Hi, my name is Thien, and I'm here with
Brian.
Aura.
So Aura and Brian, are you guys full IB?
Yes.
Yep.
What year are you guys in?
Year 2.
I'm also year 2.
Year 2, okay. So having been in the IB program for almost 2 years now, correct? What do you guys like about being in full IB?
I like that it prepares you for college and it also creates a lot of community.
Yeah, there's a lot of prep that goes into uni, and it really helps with essays.
Okay, when you mention preps for uni, what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate more?
The workload is, I think it's similar from what I've heard from other uni students.
Yeah.
So you get like first-hand experience for that.
All right, and how about you?
It's about the same thing. I mean, it kind of makes you feel like I'm ready for college. Yeah. With all the
Sense
essay
of
writing.
readiness
Yeah.
for college. Do you guys have any teachers or students that you guys want to shout out?
Shout out to Miss Springer. Miss Springer is amazing, our TOK teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, she gives us kind of like a sense of like understanding and like a safe space.
Okay.
I want to shout out Aries Vang. He's my.
Yeah.
He's also a year 2. He's great, man.
Yeah.
He's great.
Well, I actually interviewed him last Friday. Yeah. And apart from what you guys like, is there anything that you guys don't like or think is the areas of growth for full IB?
I think an area of growth is definitely like sometimes teachers are the reasons that we don't like the classes, or teachers are the reasons why the workload is too much. Yeah, it's kind of unrealistic.
I would say that the workload is like the deadlines are really tight. So if you fall behind even a little, you're gonna be like catching up for a long time.
Okay. What do you guys have to say about the social aspect of full IB?
It gives us a lot of community, and it gives us a lot of more like a sense of where we're not alone in studying and like the workload.
Yeah.
It also gives us like a lot of feedback on our own work.
Okay.
I think most of my friends do IB.
Yeah.
And I think I stopped talking to the people who don't.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Any advice for your younger full IB self?
I think advice would be make sure you don't fall behind. Make sure you keep up with all the work.
Yeah.
And also make sure you study everything in year 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Year 1, you probably have to remember that. Because you get tested on both years.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Aura, and thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Thien.
I'm Mrs. Puccini.
Mrs. Puccini, you are an IB teacher, right?
Yes.
So what IB course are you teaching?
So I teach analysis and approaches and applications and interpretations.
Okay. So what do you think is the positive aspect of IB diploma?
So I think that in my experience, most of the students who get the diploma are like super prepared for college. Like they'll even come back sometimes and say like their first year of college was really easy because of all the preparation that they had here at Laguna getting their IB diploma.
Yes. So what have you helped out for those students when they were in your class?
So I always try to give a lot of time in class for students to ask questions and just get work done, because the full diploma students have a lot of expectations that they're trying to meet. And so if they can get a lot done in class, then they don't have quite so much to do when they go home.
Okay. And what advice have you given them?
I mean, I would say that probably the most important thing is to just get really comfortable asking questions, asking for help when you need it. Also, forming a study group so that you have someone to talk to about things, to help you like when you get stuck. But just like a good support system is really helpful.
Yes. And one more question. What do you think are the areas for growth within the IB program here at Laguna?
Maybe just some like stricter requirements for students, so that the students that really truly want to put the work in are the ones who are taking the IB classes, as opposed to students who just want to do it because their friends are doing it. I think that helps everybody kind of be on the same page, which is helpful for the full diploma students to feel like, okay, everybody wants to do this.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Puccini.
Yes, you're welcome.
Hi, I'm Thien and I'm here with
Miguel Padilla.
Miguel. Are you a full diploma student?
No, I'm not.
Oh, then how many IB classes are you taking?
I'm taking 4. I'm taking Biology CHL, Chemistry CHL, Math SL, and History CHL.
Okay. Then that makes you an associate candidate, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So having been in IB for almost 2 years, what do you like about the program?
I've been able to challenge myself with college level work and really learn difficult concepts in classes that I would take in college. Like if I wanted to major in biology, I'd already be prepared for college level bio classes, college level chem classes, stuff like that. And being able to meet friends and people that I could always ask for help, and teachers that I could always ask for help and utilize.
Okay.
So,
So apart from what you like about IB, is there anything you don't like?
The IAs definitely is something that I don't really enjoy doing.
It's intimidating, isn't it?
It's very intimidating. And just the fact that some classes really don't enforce it. And,
Okay. And go on.
And the fact that it's 2 years, I feel like it restricts my schedule and the classes that I'm able to take compared to AP classes, how it's only 1 year, so I could take multiple different AP classes compared to just a single IB class on one subject.
So are there any other honors classes or advanced courses that you're taking?
This year I'm taking AP Music Theory, and I'm dual enrolling in CRC for Ethnic Studies, and
What do you learn in AP Music Theory?
I'm just learning the principles of music composition and harmonic dictation and songwriting.
Okay. And compared to IB, do you think AP is more rigorous?
I've only really taken 2, that being AP Psychology and AP Music Theory.
Yes.
And so far, AP Music Theory has definitely been faster paced than IB classes, but AP Psychology has definitely been easy.
So knowing that you're not a full diploma student, why didn't you aim for that?
I wasn't really informed about what the full IB diploma really offered me, and the classes I took before taking IB classes, I felt like it didn't really prepare me for the IB program. For example, honors English, I felt like I didn't know that if I was prepared enough for IB English. So definitely that, and I just didn't know if I was going to commit to 2 years of certain classes Spanish. So definitely those things.
What advice do you have for your younger IB self?
For my younger self, I think I would definitely want to challenge myself more. I feel like most of these classes are definitely capable if you keep your study schedule up and build those relationships with your teachers and peers.
Right. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Ethan, and I'm here with
Priscilla.
And you're a full IB student, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, to start off the interview, I'm going to start off with, okay, so what are some of the good things about full IB?
The good things about full IB is that it certainly gets you well prepared of what it's like to manage and balance a lot of things. It, for example, when you do full IB, you dedicate yourself to a lot of things, and
And so you mentioned a lot about the academic aspects, correct?
Yes. For example, when it comes to full IB, I feel like a lot of people typically think just 6 IB classes, but there's a lot more to it. So it would be nice to be informed, I guess, about that.
Okay, that's good. And what do you think are some of the social perks that come with full IB?
I would say the environment that you're in, because you typically see the same people in your IB classes, because you typically see the same amount of people who sign up for this same classes. And for example, our TOK class, it's very safe environment and a fun environment, because we all are full IB diploma students, and we're all going through the same, I guess, academic challenges, so I can make it really fun at times. Yeah.
I see. And so, what about some of the things that you dislike or things that IB could improve on?
Things that IB could improve on is, I guess, making it more aware and informed of what exactly full IB is, because when I went into it, again, like, I thought it was just like 6 IB classes, but little did I know that there's so like CAS with it, the EE, so it would be nice to be more well informed about it. And along with like the curriculums for each classes, like the IAs, like typically, like I feel like a lot of people forget about those, and like all the IB testing, like what tests you're doing. I don't know, just to be better informed about it.
Okay, and so it seems like you've had quite some hardships. So what are some IB staff that you'd like to shout out?
I like to shout out Mr. Segura for sure. He's definitely been someone that I could rely on to answer my questions, and if he can't answer them, he'll find a way to answer them. Along with Miss Springer, she's been definitely a safe place, and she's created a nice environment for us to approach her and ask her for any questions. And math tutoring, I like Mr. Bainey. He always helps me out with tutoring, helping better my grade in math. And Mr. Aris, shout out for him challenging me to do full IB. So yeah, there are some pretty great teachers out there.
All right, that's really good. And lastly, last question, I promise, the last question. So what about CAS, the CAS project, or some of the IAs? What do you do? What is it about?
CAS is typically something that you're already doing, but you don't really realize it, and it's just more like you have to like document it based on, like, for example, like any activity or community or creativity and service you could be doing, like for example any sports or club that you're involved. So to keep that in mind, if you're really involved with the school, it'll help for sure for your CAS. Just be aware you're gonna have to document it, but yeah. And then for the IAs, those can be stressful at times, because depending on your teacher, there's times where they do provide a lot of guidance, but every now and then with little guidance, you're left on your own, and you have to make sure you're very committed into. Yeah.
All right, that's good. So thank you for the interview. I had a good time.
Hi, I'm Thien.
And I'm Jeff Edom.
Mr. Edom, what course are you teaching right now?
Right now, the course that we have in here is IB Music, and it's a combined class with the SL and the HL and first year and second year, all in one group.
Now, what is IB Music about?
Well, IB Music covers a wide variety of topics, including composition, analysis, history, literature, but it's really very student-driven. Okay, so the point being that the students are able to explore the areas of music that they're most interested in as individuals, which makes the teaching of it a little bit of a challenge, because if you have, like we do in this class, 28 or so people, we've got 28 or so different things going on at the same time that you're trying to keep track of and make sure that everybody's on top of. So,
then what do you think are the benefits of being in IB Music?
Well, it's a course that allows a musician or someone who has an interest in music to explore those areas of music that they're interested in most, and to develop that direction of where they would like to increase their knowledge or their abilities. And that can be a real positive thing, but it's very much a self-directed student thing.
Yes. So knowing that it's a heavy research, what do you think should be the prerequisite for a student going into this course?
Well, we recommend, and we haven't gotten this completely off the. We recommend that students take AP Music Theory before taking IB Music, primarily because it gives them a background in understanding harmony, melody, and the musical elements, so that when we start to talk about analysis and research, that they have they have a viewpoint that is a little bit more developed than they would get necessarily in like a choir class or an ensemble class.
Okay. So knowing that there are quite a hefty amount of students in here who are also in band, what would you advise them to balance between being in band and being in IB music?
Well, I think those are two completely different things. The band is very much more oriented around performance. It's not that we don't teach any of the history or literature or any of those kinds of things, as much as it's just that the band students, that's a performance venue that we are working in and a skill set, because it's more of a skill-based course where we're teaching people how to play a specific instrument, how to deal with the musical challenges within an ensemble, that kind of thing. And as far as balance, I mean, they're two completely different things. And so, is there bleed over across? Well, yeah, because if you're in band, you probably have interest in something specifically in music that maybe you want to learn more about and develop that. And with the old IB curriculum, it was a little bit more integrated because the presenting part of the IB class was really within the ensembles.
Okay.
And now it's a little bit different with the redesign of the IB curriculum.
So that non-band students can also take the course.
Right. We have a lot of non-band students, which we didn't used to have as many. It used to be that basically you had to be in a choir class or a band class to do IB music. And that was part of how it worked.
Hi, this is Thien, and I'm here with...
Evelyn.
So Evelyn, did you move here?
Yes.
Where did you move here from?
I came here from Wisconsin.
What high school did you go in Wisconsin?
Sheboygan South.
So did the school have IB program?
No, we had no IB program. It was just CAP and AP.
Okay. Now what is CAP?
CAP is where you pay for the course, the college credits, but you earn the grade. You earn the college credit based on the grade you get in the class. So there's no test.
So it's basically like taking college classes in high school.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the difference between AP and CAP compared to IB here at Laguna Creek?
CAP and AP classes are just a one-year course where you don't have to memorize a bunch of literature and course lessons throughout the year. It is less rigorous than IB, and I'd say I would continue AP classes over here if IB wasn't an option. But from my experience, I was looking forward to taking harder classes because of AP, because it seemed more doable. But when I came here to Laguna and did IB classes, it didn't work out for me as much, and it was harder,
Okay, because of the lack of AP classes options. Right?
Yes.
So compared to when you were in Wisconsin, how did you see your future with those AP classes compared to you being here at Laguna?
For taking AP classes, I was looking forward to taking more AP classes, and I was for certain thinking going to like a 4-year college. But then after transferring with IB classes, I found out that it was a lot of work and I couldn't keep up with the material. So after that, I decided to not go with a 4-year college.
Okay. Thank you, Evelyn.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Thien Nguyen.
Hi, my name is Mr. Ramsey.
Mr. Ramsey, what course are you teaching right now?
I teach IB biology. I teach both years of the high level, and I teach the standard level year 1.
How long have you been an IB teacher?
This is my 8th year as an IB teacher.
Having been teaching IB for 8 years now, what do you like about the program?
I think it provides a lot of opportunities for students to learn high-level material that will help prepare them for college. It also has the emphasis on the 10 core philosophies, which are the learner profile traits. I think those are awesome because it helps make a well-rounded student. And there's a lot of engagement with the nature of science. And so what that does is it helps you learn what science is really like in the real world. Yeah.
So as for your part, how have you prepared students who are interested in science to be prepared for their future career and future education?
That's a great question. Some of the labs we do in class are labs that you'll do in college, so you get to see it firsthand, and so then you're better prepared for the future. It also, we take university level exams, so the exams are at a level that is very similar to what you would see in a college level exam. So, and then to help make sure you're ready for those, we go over study skills. So we learn a variety of different study strategies that you can use in the future that would help you be ready for an IB class, or a college class, excuse me.
Aside from what you've liked about IB, what do you think are the areas for growth within this program?
I think areas for growth would be things like improving the cross-curricular connections. So one of the goals of IB that's a little different from some of the others is how can we create a cohesive curriculum across all the classes. So that's something that I think would be super cool to emphasize more in the future is like, okay, how does history tie into science and how does that tie into English? Because if we could do that, it would make all of your classes connect a little bit better.
So a better connection among IB classes.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool area for growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what science classes have you taught in the past?
So in the past, I used to teach regular bio and regular physics as well. And so those classes are now MYP classes too. So they have a similar emphasis on like the learner profile and the learning, but they're a lot more flexible with the standards. Yeah. So in the IB, the junior and senior level, the diploma program, you have much more rigorous standards. You have a lot you need to cover. And so it's kind of like a marathon. Whereas in the regular classes, the college prep classes, it's much more of the emphasis is on the learning and on, improving, and you don't have as much to get through. So you can spend a little more time like being flexible with the learning, especially compared to the high level classes.
So how are those classes different from the IB science courses?
They're, in a lot of ways, they're not as different as you would think. They're a little more similar in terms of, especially with like the MYP rubrics, you've got your knowing and your understanding, you've got your designing, your labs, but the content is obviously going to be more geared towards non-university standards. So the IB Bio, HL, and the SL are hitting the university level standards, whereas your regular classes are hitting the next generation science standards. So they're at like a little bit of a different level, but they do a good job of prepping you for the IB classes.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Ramsey, for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Oujen, and I'm here with
Ethan.
And he's going to talk about a little bit of. Hi, my name is Oujen, and I'm here with
Ethan Her.
He's a senior in the Full IB program, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his experience with Full IB. So, how do you feel like Full IB has prepared you for college?
I think.
Hi, my name is Oujen, and I'm here with
Ethan Her.
He's a senior doing the Full IB program, and he's here to talk to us about how he feels about the Full IB. So, how has your experience been with Full IB?
Hi, Mr. Osagero.
Yes, sir.
Can a 3D model be used to display more complex data sets?
I think the problem with your question is the term more. More complex than what?
Like, there's more complex data.